In this episode, we'll be talking about MMXM time frame alignment and how to correctly use PD arrays and to identify the correct time frame for the PD array that you choose to engage in. So what is the purpose of time frame alignment? Time frame alignment gives you the appropriate time frame for the market maker model that you want to engage in with the PD array. So for example, if you are engaging in a monthly PD array, you would be looking for a daily market maker model. And so the list continues. So for a weekly PD array, you're going to be using the 4-hour chart. For a daily PD array, you're going to be using the 1-hour chart. For the 4-hour PD array, you're going to be using a 15-minute chart. For a 1-hour PD array, you're going to be using a 5-minute chart. And for our 15-minute PD array, you're going to be using the 1-minute chart. So these are the correct time frames that are aligned with the specific PD array. So let's get into some examples and to show you why this actually works and give you the understanding to avoid other time frames when engaging with these specific PD arrays. So this is an example of a time frame alignment. So right here we have our 4-hour fair value gap, and the aligned time frame for the 4-hour fair value gap is the 15-minute chart. So let's go on our 15-minute chart, and as you can see, we tap into the 4-hour BISI, we have a nice reaction, and we get this change in the state of delivery. And so we have this market maker sell model on this time frame, which relates to this. So how the entry would be, it would be on a retest of this, or you can take it to the candle closure, and the lows we target is this low. And as you can see, this plays out perfectly. We get a perfect fill right here, stops at the high, and we target this liquidity down here for a 2.3R, and this is the correct alignment for that fair value gap. And now I can show you another example of if we go down to a smaller time frame, how we would get stopped out. Now we're on the 5-minute chart, and you can see how this price action right here would have stopped you out. You see this initial reaction and you think, oh, we're going to start the reaction of the 4-hour fair value gap from here. You would have taken a position on this inverse and stops would be at this high, but guess what? Because of the alignment, it didn't work out, and it waited for that 15-minute change in the state of delivery before we actually went down. So it shows you that relying on the correct time frame and aligning up with it will give you a clearer and concise entry and will not stop you out and save you from entries like this. So now let's look at the reaction off this 1-hour BISI, and let's look for the 5-minute market maker model and also applying the IRL to ERL. So this will be our drawn liquidity. So coming down to the 5-minute time frame, we can see this is the correctly aligned time frame for the 1-hour BISI. We have many entry models right here that we can use. We can use this fair value gap, we can use this inversion fair value gap, but me personally, I took this trade right here off the SysD, and my stop was at this low right here, expecting this to be a breakaway gap, and we tap into it, and then I in this trade targeted this high right here, but of course with the IRL to ERL, and you could have held this all the way up here for a 12R. So this is how our thesis works, and this is how you correctly align your. So let's look at one more example right here on the monthly time frame to show that all of these alignments actually work. So we have this monthly fair value gap right here, and you can see if we go down to the daily chart right here, we have a beautiful entry right here, and we have this change in the state of delivery. So you'd enter on the closure or a retest. In this case we didn't get a retest, so you'd enter on the closure right here, and stops below this low, and you target this ERL. So of course, like always, it's IRL to ERL, and you target that 1.66R. And so this is how all PD arrays are aligned with their respective time frame, and this is how you can correctly align your time frames in order to get the best entries and to not get stopped out before the price runs up without you.